Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Karim wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. Today we'll be seeing how to create variables and use variables in this video. Variables are basically elements where we can store values to perform calculations, and there are various types of variables as we have already seen. That is data types. A data type of a variable defines what type of value that variable can store. So depending on the data type, there are various variables in C programming language, some of them which we will be seeing in this video. So let us create a sample program again to see the concept of variables. So I'll create a file with the name variables.c. So now to write something into this file, we need to go into the insert mode, that is we need to press I. Now we can, first thing is to include the header files. So we will be including the header files, #include stdio.h. so this is the header file which we need to include in all the programs. Now second is the function prototype section. In this program we will not be declaring any functions, we'll directly go into the main function. Now in this main function we can declare variables by using first there are three types of variables which we can create. Those are the integer variables, the floating point variables, and character variables. So whenever you want to create a variable of any data type, you need to first mention the data type for which you want to create a variable, and then followed by the name of the variable. So now suppose I want to create a variable for integer. So then I need to mention the data type first, which is int, then followed by the variable name, which can be anything. I am just naming it as I. Now you can give values to these variables by using the equal to operator. That is, whenever you want to give a value to a variable, you can use equal to operator to give the value to this variable. Let us suppose say I want to give a value 10 to this variable. Now so we have created a variable. The variable name is I, and it is of type integer, and it is storing a value 10. As it is an integer variable, we are just storing an integer value into this variable. If you try to store other values, then it may give you error or warning. So now I have a variable, integer variable. Now I want to display this value of the variable on the screen. As we have already seen in the previous lecture, that we need to use the printf command, printf function, sorry, to display anything on the screen. And whatever we write between these two double quotes, that will be displayed on the screen as it is. So now suppose I want to display the value of I is equals to. Now I want to display the value of I. So I cannot directly write here I, because that is not the correct way of displaying a value of a variable. So whenever you want to display a value of a variable using printf function, then you need to specify the format of that variable. That is, for integer variable the format is %d. So this specified %d specifies that the value which is to be outputted on the screen is an integer value, and then after the double quotes end, you give a semicolon and then type the variable which you want to display, that is I. So this is the method, this is the method for displaying the value of a variable on the screen. So I want to display, I have created a variable integer I. I have initialized the variable value to 10, and then I want to display this value on the screen. As it is an integer value, I am using a %d format specifier, which specifies that the value which is to be displayed is of integer type, and then after the double quotes end, I am giving a comma and then I, the variable which I want to display. So this is the way of displaying a value on the screen. So let us also use a \n to go to the new line. So let us now save this program, that is :wq. Sorry, first you need to press escape, and then :wq. So that saves your file, and then now you need to compile your file. So compiling the file is basically cc space variable.c, as we have already seen. Oh, I have missed s there. Okay, cc space variables.c. So as you can see, there are no errors on this file. Then we can run this file with /a.out command. So as you can see, the value of I is 10 is printed. So this is how we can create variables and store values. Now let us go back to the program. variables.c. So this is a program we have already created an integer variable. Now let us create a floating point variable. So for the method for that is you need to first declare the data type of the variable, that is float. Sorry, I forgot to use the insert mode. First you press I to go into the insert mode, then float, sorry, that is the data type of the variable, and the variable name is suppose f. Now I want to initialize this value of this floating point variable, so I can initialize this to anything floating point value 4.5. Now I want to display the value of f, so we will use another printf function. We can display on the same printf as well, but let us just use another printf. So the format for that is the value of f is equals. Now as we have already seen, the format specifier for displaying a variable integer on the screen was %d. Now I want to display a floating point variable on the screen. So the format for that is %f \n and then the variable name, comma, variable name. So this is a method for displaying a floating point variable on the screen. So let us now check whether the program is correct or not. So we'll compile this program using cc space variables.c. There are no errors. /a.out. So that displays the value. As you can see, I have initialized the value of a floating point variable to 4.5, but the output is 4.5000000. So that means is the floating point variable has 6 digits after the decimal points. So it will directly show all those 6 digits after the decimal points. So this is a way of creating a floating point variable. Now let us create a character variable, variables.c. Now in this function in this program I want to create a variable's character. First go into the insert mode, I, then make some space for this variable. Then you can declare a variable character ch. So character data type ch is a variable of character data type which can store character values. So now I want to store a character value in this ch variable. So I can use equal to operators to store values, and the format for giving a character value is using single quotes. So single quotes, capital A, single quotes, semicolon. So this is the way how you initialize a character variable. Now suppose I want to display this value on the output screen. So I use a printf function, printf the value of ch is equals. Now as we have already seen, the format for integer was %d, the format specifier for floating point was %f. Now to display a character value you need to use %c. So you end the double quotes, semicolon, followed by the variable you want to display, close and semicolon. Now to execute this program, first press escape, then save wq. Then you can compile this program, cc space variables.c, then ./a.out. Oh, I have missed the \n, nothing wrong. But as you can see, the value of ch is a. So this is how we specify the variables in C program, and that is how we can store values in the variables of different types. So the format for specifying an integer variable is int I, format for float variable is float f, and character variable is char ch. And then if you want to display these values, then you need to use the format specifiers, that is %d for integer, %f for floating points, and %c for character variables. We'll see the remaining things in the upcoming videos. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.